Hi, I'm Pete the Courier driver, and this video is how much money do you need to get started as a courier? Well, there's no particular hard and fast way about it, but I'll give you a rough breakdown. There are certain things you're going to need. Now, the first thing you're going to need a van. I recommend buying a van, and I recommend buying a second-hand van, because you're going into it blind, you don't really know what you're doing maybe, and you think, well, if you go out and you sign up for the nice new shiny van and then you realise a couple of months down the road, oh, should have bought a bigger one, or should have bought one with a fridge, or should have bought a curtainside, then you can't change it because you locked yourself in. Whereas if you start off with a decent, reliable second-hand van, if you realise in a couple of months' time it's not the right one for you, you sell it, you get a different one. You're not too far in the hole. As far as a second-hand van goes, and also bearing in mind also that if you go and buy a brand new one, you might get it on a lease. That's going to be hitting you every month for the next 3-4 years. It's like, that's all going to come off the top or off the bottom line, like, you know. So to be honest with you, I think you try and keep it simple. As for the price of a van, it really is how long is a piece of string. I would say don't go mad, but don't go too cheap. Depending on the size of the van, I'd say you're looking at a budget of between £2,000 and £10,000. For £2,000 for a basic small van run around, you can even get very tidy ones for around about the £1.5 grand mark. But for two, you'll get yourself a nice tidy small van, going up to about 10 for a Luton. You can get dearer Lutons, but 10 should buy you one. You're looking, probably hoping to get a van for around about the 150,000 mile mark. You don't, you know, a decent service history, maybe from a dealer, but we'll go into that in more detail later. Then you're going to need your insurances. You're going to need your goods and transit insurance, and you're going to need your hire and reward or light haulage insurance. This again will depend on where you live, where you're parking your van, how old you are, and you can have quotes anything from £500 up to 10,000. So that isn't one that we can actually drill down onto this, that kind of. We will probably go again into that at a later date. But once you've got your van and you've got your insurances, then you're going to need just a few basic bits. If you've got a Luton with a tail lift, get yourself a pallet truck, because that way you can do pallet truck jobs. If you've just got yourself a small van, then you just want to get some little straps, or you can get some bigger. If you've got a medium-sized van, medium-sized straps. Medium-sized van, a little sack barrow comes in handy, and just your general bits and pieces, your spare bulbs, your first aid kit, your PPE, and then you're set to go. So that's what you're going to need for your basics. And then after that, depending on how you run, you're going to need some money in the bank. If you're going to run on your sort of your Hermes or your Amazon and your Argos kind of thing, you're going to be looking at about a month in hand. That's how long you're waiting before you get paid. So as long as you've got enough money in the bank to get paid, you know, to last a month, you're okay. If you're going on like a subcontractor platform, like we use the CX, or there's Easy Load and returnloads.net, and there's various other ones, then you're going to need probably about 2 to 3 months money in the bank. So if you take into account the fact, so if you get yourself a pen and paper, find yourself a van, get some quotes on the insurance, get your straps and your blankets and all that kind of stuff, and then do an accumulation of your household bills. If you're going to do the Hermes, and you're going to do that, and also if you are going to do the Hermes, get yourself a decent app. I recommend Circuit. It's 20 quid a month, but when you bear in mind how much money that you've just spent on a van and insurance and tax and straps, you're going to get that money back tenfold in saved time and less aggravation. But so get yourself a pen and paper, do a line down the middle, and on one side you've got your fixed costs, your van, your insurance, your tax, your straps, your blankets, your PPE, and on the other side you've got an accumulation of your household bills. Add those two figures together. That's how much money you need to get running. And then maybe you might want to go, and it would be nice to have a little bit for a rainy day. But there's your bog standard answer. And if you've got that together, you're good to go. Off you go. I hope the video helps. Like I say, there's going to be more videos coming to this channel, so please subscribe. Also, I've got my own channel over on YouTube called Pete the Courier Driver. Take care, take money.